Welcome to Tuesday, the 26th day of August, 2025. This Day with a Podcast brought to you by the Advocates Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, don't face it alone. Get an experienced local Wyoming attorney on your side. Free consultations at wyomingadvocates.com or call 307-800-1952. You deserve an advocate. Well, one of my favorite Yogi Berra quotes is right there because that's kind of where we are with the weather and will likely be here for the next few days. One thing that we will notice is a slight westward shift of the deeper moisture today. It actually retrogrades westward just a bit. So that's going to make a difference in some areas. But as you can see there, the shot from Leadville, Colorado, look at that low cloudiness hanging around the base of the mountain peaks there. That deeper moisture has certainly pushed into areas west of the divide. And that's where the action is going to really be today, west of the divide. Now, tomorrow through Friday, the axis of the deeper moisture will shift more north-northeast. And this is where we're going to see the better chances of rain to help out with the fire situation in western Wyoming and deeper moisture getting closer to the Montana-Wyoming border. But it's going to be for you folks along and west of the divide that are going to have the best chances of rain today. Then the axis slowly drifts north and northeast. So for you folks on the northern edges of this moisture shield and the eastern edges, really it's tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday where your best rain chances will be. We're still looking at a little bit of a warmer, somewhat drier weather trend for Labor Day weekend, although we're still going to have thunderstorms, and we'll spend more time on Labor Day weekend tomorrow. But good shots here of moisture in the air. Grand Junction, Colorado area, seeing some heavy thunderstorm activity around, especially around the flat tops. And radar this morning out of Grand Junction is active with nocturnal showers and thunderstorms. Have a great time lapse here that Brian sent us. Now, for those of you in southeastern Wyoming yesterday, we had a line of showers and thunderstorms. They weren't severe. They caused a lot of thunder, but there was a east-west line that moved almost due south and brought some heavy rain to parts of Laramie and Albany counties. Laramie got some good rain. Cheyenne got some good rain. Up in parts of the Shirley Basin got some good rain. And it came in very slowly, and you can see the rain shaft there on the right side as it approached and came on in. And that's going to be kind of the mantra with these showers and thunderstorms. They're not likely to be severe, but they're going to have a lot of moisture with it. And you can see that in that rain shaft right there. And you can see the low base of the cloudiness indicating the deep moisture that's in the area. Yesterday, it was on both sides of the divide. Today, it's going to be more concentrated on the western side of the divide. And here's another shot of that band of showers and thunderstorms that rolled through southeastern Wyoming yesterday. Some very heavy downpours with some of that rain, some small hail, but nothing that was too big. And then down into western New Mexico, it finally rained decently, enough to put out a beautiful rainbow there. And another shot of some clouds in the Platte County area, which, again, somehow missed out on most of the rain. Chances of Platte County getting rain get a lot better starting tomorrow and into Thursday and Friday. And then the smoky and hazy conditions producing a red sunrise in Big Piney over the Wind River Mountains yesterday. Then up into Helena, Montana, on the far northern fringes of this moisture, you can see some high-level cirrostratus clouds there. Lots of flood watches in effect for parts of the western United States that you don't normally see. Anywhere you see a patch of green, whether it's in Oklahoma here, New Mexico, we'll talk about Colorado here in a minute, the fire areas near the Grand Canyon, but look at California, look into the Great Basin. Boise, eastern Oregon, all of these areas are under flood watches for today, right up against heat advisories, where the heat is really building up here in Washington and western Oregon. But on the east side of the Cascades, especially in Oregon, back into the Snake River Valley here, that's the westward shift I'm talking about. So we even into California have flood watches in effect. Closer in, Colorado. Now, you never thought you would see this summer, a flood watch, but really this is due to slow-moving, heavy rain producing showers and thunderstorms, especially over the fire scars. Some of you over the last couple of days really going back to the weekend, have been able to pick up some measurable rain. Today is really going to be a good opportunity for that again. Now, hopefully that doesn't come with any flooding, but beggars can't be choosers. The 500 millibar chart this morning shows the high pressure ridge. You know, when you look at a map like this, you really don't see anything like a big low or a big frontal system coming in. It's just trapped moisture underneath this high here, and the cool air banked up against the Continental Divide from this very strong and unseasonably strong trough into the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. And the satellite photo shows that concentration of the deeper subtropical moisture in this area here. And with it shifting a little bit more to the west today, that's where we're going to see the higher water content air. So the precipitable water, remember the colors here, is trying to predict the amount of water in the air relative to the 30-year average. So when you're into the blue here and these other shadings, you're looking at very, very deep moisture. And look at getting it all the way back here into California. And notice there's a sharp line here between the dry air. Look at the contrast between the very dry air here in the nation's midsection and the northern plains and the moisture back here. So if you're along this black line or north and east of it, it's just going to be harder to get it to rain today. You can see it's west of the divide where the deeper moisture resides. And if we zoom in, you can really see this. This is by noon today, 18 Zulu for this time of year. You always subtract 6 hours this time of year from that Zulu time to get your local mountain time. You're going to see a really strong contrast between the warmer, cooler air, the cooler, drier air, and the warmer, moister air west of the divide. So this is where the showers and thunderstorms are going to be. Look at California. Woo, thunderstorms going on even into the deserts down here. Arizona's going to have another good day. Then you can see the darker green concentration of thunderstorms. This is why you've got flood watches in effect for right here. Northern New Mexico will also have another busy day. Now tomorrow at the same time, notice, okay, right here, notice it's further out into the plains. So this is a slight northward shift of the deeper moisture. So this blue is where you're really going to get the heavier showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Lifting a little bit more north, lifting it a little bit more north and east. You can see California, though, still is on the western edge. And this is where the thunderstorm chances push out further east. Now, you may look at this and you may not see, well, there's not as much concentration of thunderstorms. Well, this is predicting lightning strikes. And we're not expecting severe weather where you get a lot of lightning. These will be just sometimes your garden variety rain showers underneath this plume. That's why the precipitation chances keep going. Now on Thursday, again, a little bit more north, a little bit more east. So Montana, northern Wyoming now, into eastern areas of Idaho, western areas of Montana. California gets back into the drier air. Drier air also starts to come in down here. So the thunderstorms are going to be more north and east. So if we look at the precipitation potential between now and Friday, this is through Friday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. You can see that there's going to be this concentration of the heavier moisture right underneath that axis right here. But also, good rain-producing showers and thunderstorms will be down here and all the way back down into the southwest again here between now and the end of the work week. And as we showed you yesterday, the tendency for below-average temperatures and all the clouds, the upslope east of the divide and the precipitation keeps our temperatures a bit below average. As we get into Labor Day weekend, this is certainly not a clean-looking map. We still have the high pressure in the southwest United States, retrograding a little bit more westward, but we have these little waves coming underneath this high up here, and there's still going to be, as you'll see in a moment, residual moisture left behind. But the real cool air that's backed up against the divide that we have right now shifts eastward a bit as this low heads up towards New England. So what that will do is allow a little bit more in the way of warmer air to come in the westerly flow. So Labor Day weekend will bring moderating temperatures, but as you can see here, this is at least for Saturday. There's still moisture hanging around. So we'll see more sun, we'll see warmer temperatures, but at least for the beginnings of Labor Day weekend, especially Saturday, could still have quite a bit of active thunderstorm activity. Have yourself a good Tuesday.